Last night, Donald Trump had a meltdown, not a quiet one, a full public collapse across every platform he controls. And the reason is simple. The catastrophic news coming in from every direction is no longer manageable. Job losses, oil prices surging, markets crashing, American weapons being destroyed in the Middle East, Russia and China actively helping Iran target U.S. assets, strategic oil reserves sitting empty, military hospitals shutting down labor and delivery services to prepare for mass casualties. This is not a bad week. This is a simultaneous failure across every front: economic, military, diplomatic, strategic. And the most dangerous part, and the people running this war think it is a video game. Let me walk you through exactly what is happening right now. Because the gap between what the White House is saying and what the documents, the satellite images, and the military data actually show is wider than it has ever been. The economic collapse. Start with the numbers because they are devastating. Last month, the U.S. economy lost over 92,000 jobs. The expectation from analysts was a gain of 54,000. That is not a miss. That is a reversal, a swing of nearly 150,000 jobs in the wrong direction. Oil is approaching $100 per barrel. Right now, sitting around $94 to $95 and climbing. Every dollar that price rises hits working Americans directly. At the pump, in grocery prices, in heating bills, in every product that moves on a truck. Markets are in freefall, not a correction. A crash driven by genuine fear about where this administration is taking the country. And here is the detail that exposes the entire failure of planning. Going into a war against Iran, the United States' strategic oil reserves are not filled. They are not full. When oil prices were low, when the administration could have purchased and stockpiled reserves cheaply, that did not happen. Instead, we got Venezuela, a military operation the administration framed as resource acquisition. But the strategic reserves were never replenished. The oil never went where it needed to go. And now, with prices surging and a war expanding, the reserve cushion that should protect American consumers is not there. That is not bad luck. That is failure of basic strategic planning. The weapons reality. Now let's talk about what is actually happening to American military assets, because the White House propaganda and the ground reality are two completely different stories. 4 THAAD systems have been destroyed. Each one costs approximately $1 billion to produce. $4 billion in advanced American air defense interceptors, gone, destroyed by Iranian Shahed drones. Think about that for a moment. The THAAD system is designed to intercept ballistic missiles. It is one of the most sophisticated and expensive weapon systems in the American arsenal, and Iran is destroying them with drones. An American Patriot missile site in the UAE was struck by Iran. Photos confirm the damage. Fire at Halliburton and KBR offices and warehouses in Basra, Iraq, following a drone attack. Iran continues to hit targets across the region wherever American interests are present. And the White House response to all of this? A graphic on official social media showing Trump looking tired and lethargic with the caption, "Unlimited supply of munitions." Unlimited. They used the word unlimited. Then, in the same week, they announced a $50 billion military supplemental request. An emergency budget ask because they need more munitions, because they do not have enough. You cannot claim unlimited supply while simultaneously requesting $50 billion in emergency weapons funding. Those two statements cannot both be true, and the American people are expected not to notice. Russia and China. The receipts. Now here is the part the White House does not want to discuss, and the evasions from every senior official confirm exactly how serious this is. Russia is actively providing intelligence to Iran to help target U.S. military assets in the region. That is not an allegation. That is confirmed by U.S. officials. Russia is giving Iran coordinates. locations of American interests, information that helps Iranian strikes find their targets. China is providing logistical support, supplies, strategic alignment with the Iranian military effort. Peter Doocy, from Fox News, asked Trump directly about Russia helping Iran target Americans. Trump's response was to call it a stupid question and redirect the press conference. Caroline Leavitt at the White House podium said, "Whether or not this happened, it does not really matter because we are decimating Iran. Whether or not Russia is helping Iran kill American soldiers does not matter." Read that again. That is the official White House position. Pete Hegseth, when asked the same question, said, "No one is putting us in danger. We are putting the other guys in danger. We are not concerned about that." 4 Theed systems destroyed. An American Patriot site hit. Halliburton facilities in Iraq burning. And the Secretary of Defense says he is not concerned. Meanwhile, Caroline Leavitt at that same press conference said she has full confidence that Putin wants a peace deal with Ukraine. While Russia is actively helping Iran target American troops, she is expressing confidence in Russian good faith. These are not contradictions. This is a pattern. This administration has a Russia problem that predates this war and is now colliding with it in real time. The unsanctioning. And it gets worse, because while asking Ukraine for help shooting down Iranian drones, the same drones Russia helped design and supply, the Trump administration is removing sanctions from Russian oil. The Energy Secretary explained it as a temporary measure to ease global oil supply pressure. The Treasury Secretary confirmed they are considering unsanctioning additional Russian oil. Hundreds of millions of barrels of sanctioned crude potentially released back into the market. Here is the chain reaction that creates. Russia makes massive additional revenue from oil sales. Russia uses that revenue to fund its military operations. Russia uses those operations to continue supporting Iran, the same Iran currently destroying American weapons systems and targeting American soldiers. The Trump administration is asking Ukraine for drone defense expertise while simultaneously funding Russia's ability to help Iran kill Americans. Those two policies are happening simultaneously from the same administration in the same week. The ground truth: Iran is not breaking. That is the reality nobody in the White House briefing room is saying clearly. Massive airstrikes on Tehran and other Iranian cities have not collapsed the regime. They have not produced surrender negotiations. They have not weakened Iranian military capability to the point of strategic defeat. What they have done is radicalize the Iranian population. Iranians who may have been sympathetic to regime change, who wanted different leadership, are now being pushed towards supporting the Ayatollah against the United States. Bombing a population does not produce allies. It produces enemies. Iran's foreign minister confirmed military cooperation with Russia is ongoing and will continue. Iran is telling anyone who asks that if the United States wants a ground invasion, they are prepared and waiting. Trump has privately told people he wants American boots on the ground. The 82nd Airborne Division canceled scheduled training exercises. 3 aircraft carrier strike groups are now being positioned in the Middle East. The USS George H.W. Bush is deploying to join the 2 already there, and the largest U.S. military hospital abroad has halted labor and delivery services. Pregnant spouses of deployed soldiers received a notice this week telling them that if they are 36 weeks or further along, they need to make alternative arrangements. The hospital is clearing capacity for mass casualty events. That is not preparation for victory. That is preparation for something far worse. The propaganda machine. While all of this is happening, while soldiers are being wounded, while weapons systems are being destroyed, while pregnant military spouses are being told to find somewhere else to give birth, the White House is posting Grand Theft Auto footage. They mixed Major League Baseball highlights with drone strike videos. NFL touchdown footage edited alongside bombing runs in Iran. An official White House post using Grand Theft Auto visuals of people being killed. Trump's communications director posted the Grand Theft Auto Infinite Ammo cheat code on official government social media. L1R1 square R1. That is the cheat code. Posted officially by the White House during an active war. They think this is funny. They think this is content. They think war is a highlight reel. And while they post cheat codes, children are dead. Satellite imagery confirms a strike on an elementary school in Iran. Over 150 children killed. The Trump administration attempted to suppress the satellite photos. The crater evidence is documented. The weapon signatures match American precision munitions. The same administration covering up child sex trafficking networks is now covering up the deaths of children in a school in Iran, and then inviting the U.S. hockey team to the White House for a photo opportunity and using that photo as propaganda to celebrate the war those children died in. The ground war expanding. And this is not limited to Iran. U.S. Southern Command has confirmed active ground operations inside Ecuador. General Donovan of Southcom praised joint operations with Ecuadorian forces against what the administration is calling narco-terrorists. This follows the pattern used in Venezuela, labeling civilian fishing boats as narco-terrorists to justify military action. Now that same framework is being applied inside a South American country with ground troops. Ecuador is led by a political figure whose family has close ideological ties to the Trump network. This is not an independent ally requesting American help. This is a client government providing cover for American military expansion into South America. U.S. forces are now engaged in active combat operations in the Middle East and in South America simultaneously. Here is where everything stands right now. 92,000 jobs lost. Oil approaching $100 per barrel. Markets crashing. $4 billion in American air defense destroyed. Russia and China actively assisting Iran. Strategic reserves empty. A $50 billion emergency weapons request alongside claims of unlimited munitions. Military hospitals clearing beds for mass casualties. A third aircraft carrier group deploying. Ground troops potentially entering Iran. Active combat operations in Ecuador. And the official White House response is a Grand Theft Auto cheat code and a photo with a hockey team. This is not chaos without consequence. Every decision made, not filling the reserves, alienating Ukraine while asking for their help, removing Russian sanctions while Russia targets American soldiers, suppressing satellite images of a bombed school, every one of these decisions has a cost. And that cost is being paid by soldiers, by their families, by the children in that school, by every American whose job disappeared and whose gas bill just went up. The world is at war. Multiple fronts, multiple adversaries, a coalition of Russia, China, and Iran operating in coordination, and an administration responding with cheat codes, propaganda videos, and press conference evasions. Stay informed, stay close, because the next 72 hours will tell us whether this expands into something no one can contain. The record does not lie. The satellite images do not lie. The job numbers do not lie. The only thing that lies is the White House account.